Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. I have with me Michael Toutonghi Jr. He is one of the devs on the Veruscoin project, with particular responsibility for the wallet. And in this video, it's a series of videos we're going to do on how to send to an ID, how to recover an ID, how to revoke an ID, how to get the private keys, a bit about mining and staking. So do hold on for all of them. Now, before we continue, I want to let you know this is not investment advice. Also, please subscribe, comment, and especially if you're watching me on BitTube, I'm trying to get my engagement up. Please place a comment, even if it's the plus sign or even the minus sign, because then I know that you're there.
Tired of just playing for fun? Make a living just by playing your favorite games. You can make anywhere from 1% to 1,000% return depending on the difficulty of the game. Play, win, earn. Bet Verus.
Hey, Michael. Good morning. Thanks for making yourself available.
Good morning. Hello.
Okay, so let us go. So we did a video before about the Veruscoin IDs, which I'll have which is in the playlist, and people can go and watch that and find out about it. But the idea behind the IDs is that they're secure, they're recoverable, revocable, and they're very easy to remember. So let me share the screen with you. Let me share the screen, and then you can see. Here's a wallet. This is a demo wallet that I have.
This is the release wallet. This is the demo wallet. Yeah, but this is the currently
I downloaded
this wallet
off the website this morning, and I've got another wallet where I'm mining and staking the bulk of my Veruscoin, and that's on another computer, which is going all the time. And pretty much I've cleared everything off that computer to just have, so there's more power available for the CPU mining. So this is a demo wallet, and my 500 VRSC that I've sent here is just in a regular wallet, and I'm going to send it to an identity. And if you look here, I want to show this to everybody. This is how to send to an identity. This is an identity which has been revoked, so I can't send to this one, but I can send to this one. CR 2020 can spend. So I'll just copy that, go back to this wallet, and instead of putting the address, how much am I going to send? I can just put the ID, CR 2020. Should I send the whole lot? Let's send the whole lot. And see what we can do with that. Okay, the amount has to be changed. Yep.
I have to account for the fee.
It does it automatically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it adjusts for the fee, which is tiny right now. Done. Mm-hmm. Let's go to CR 2020. Open that up. Hasn't arrived this yet. Now, what happens if I revoke it and there's still money in this?
Well, the money will basically be frozen. So you won't be able to send it, or you won't be able to really do anything with it until it's recovered. And that kind of helps ensure that if your ID gets lost or stolen, then you can revoke it. Your money will still be there when you recover it, but nobody can do anything with it.
Okay, good.
Your balance, actually, this balance is your entire Verus balance. So if you have any identities, the balance of those is included in this balance. So you lost, in effect, 0.0001 because all you paid for is the fee, but you kind of actually just sent to yourself because you sent from your wallet to your ID.
Okay, and then how do I see it in this?
Yeah, that is just going to take a little bit to show up because it needs to get confirmed. So.
Okay, all right. So how would I extract the private key for this?
You would go to the down arrow, so receive on either private or transparent balance, doesn't matter. Depends which way you want to get the private key for. Then those three little arrows or buttons.
Yep, if I click on that, then it shows up?
No. You press on it.
Yep.
And then copy.
Just copy.
Yeah, so you actually can't, that's the thing, yeah. You can't get the private key directly for this. You need to get the private key for the address that controls the ID, because the ID itself isn't like a traditional address. So you can either get the private key for the address that controls the ID, which you can see if you go to ID info.
Right.
And you see first primary address, that's the one.
Yep.
And then you can go to your wallet.
Which is here, the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to RQ here, this address.
Oh yeah, but you go to receive to see it. That's just showing you a transaction.
Okay, so go to receive.
Yeah, and then you can search for it if you want, or you should see it there, and then you
Show up.
it won't. The private key itself won't, but you can copy it, so it goes into your clipboard, and you'll never actually see it during this process. So technically, you can show this on the video. If you press copy it right now, it'll just say private key copied, keep it safe. But you're gonna want to be extra careful not to copy it into anywhere or anything, because that's
Not to paste it. I mean, anyway, this is just a demo wallet. Once we've finished, I'm going to send it back, send the funds back to my other wallet. Anyway, okay.
Well, it seems that your ID has the balance now, so it should, if you go back to the ID page.
Now, these addresses, can they? If I were to wanted to resurrect this wallet, say, and I could do that with a Gamma or another Komodo compliant wallet, I can do it by importing the private key. Would it import the private keys for these other addresses, or do I need to do them separately?
There's a way to export your entire wallet at once, which is you'll have to go into the settings, and there's the little command line there, which you need to kind of do that to export it. But in coin settings, yeah, there's a little client here. You need to do Z export wallet, and then you need to kind of export the file itself. But right now you can only copy one private key at a time in the GUI. If you're just doing graphical user interface stuff, then you can only copy one private key at a time.
Right. Okay. All right. No problem. And probably the best way is if I store, also have copies of the wallet DAT files for this.
Oh yeah.
On my computer, because that keeps the private keys of all the addresses on. Yes, and have several backups of the wallet DAT file.
Yes, and never share it or put it in any compromising anything. Yeah,
that's right. Okay, so that's how to get the private key out.
Yeah.
Right. So now the Verus identity. Let's check. How do I check if the money's arrived in there?
It's there.
This is it. Okay, so I've clicked on here. 2020. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a recoverable and revokable ID for this. Is that right?
Yes. Well, if you want to create an ID using the money that you sent.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't actually need to send it to an ID to create an ID with it, because it'll just be deducted from your wallet balance automatically. But okay. you can now, yeah.
All right, so I go to ID dashboard.
Yeah.
Now, what do I do next?
So you would like to create a new ID that can be recovered or revoked, right?
Okay, how can I recover this one?
Well, that one, see, that one, when we created it in the last video, you specified itself as the revocation and the recovery identity. Mm-hmm. And if you specify an ID as itself in the revocation and recovery fields, it actually won't let you revoke it, because when you revoke it, that will cause it to be permanently basically erased. And that's not something that it allows you to do, because then you won't be able to recover it because it'll be revoked, and it's also its own recovery.
Yes. It would just shut it down. And then, can I change the recovery ID for it?
Yes.
Okay.
But not currently through the GUI. So it would be best if you can actually, if you want to show recovery, mm-hmm. you have a revoked ID right there that you can actually recover by just pressing the green recover button.
That's it?
Well, first you do that, you double check everything, because usually if you lose your ID, when you recover it, you're going to want to switch out the keys, right? So you press recover. This basically puts in the information that was there before it got revoked. Mm-hmm. And then if you'd like to change anything, you can just swap out the primary address or swap out the private address and press continue.
So let me see. So I could put in the revocation ID, which belongs to this one.
Yes. Currently, that is, I believe, the revocation ID that's there right now.
Okay. IHR. No, it was IH. Was it IHQ? Let's try that. Let me just check. How do I check what the recovery ID of this one is?
You open
info.
ID info, yeah.
IHR8. Okay.
Yeah, and the ID address is IHR. So you see that it is set as the recovery and the revocation ID for your other ID.
Right. Okay. Okay. And then if I wanted to see this one, okay, it's the same.
Yeah.
But this has a different. Okay. Now, how would I? Okay, and it has to be. It can't be changed on the GUI right now.
Well, if you have an ID that can't be right now, the only way to change an ID on the GUI is to recover it and swap out the information when you recover it. There is a way to edit your ID, but you can't do that right now through the GUI. So
okay, let's have a go. Let's have a go.
Yeah.
Verus identities. Let's recover. Enter anything I need to know here or whatever. Anything I need to make.
Anything. Yeah. So you'd only change this if you wanted to change the information behind the ID. So say that you lost it or it got stolen, and in that case, you would want to change the revocation or the recovery, or you'd probably want to change the primary address behind it so that the person that stole it couldn't actually use it. But right now, you don't need to change anything, so you can just press continue if you'd like.
Okay, well let me send it to a different address. Let me. Sorry. So I go here. Not that one. Not that one. Let's go here. Let's choose this one. This one. RKE. That's still in this wallet. Verus identities. Their primary address. That. Continue.
So I need to double check everything.
Yeah, RKE, those are the same. Didn't remember that, but I have no reason to believe it would change. Continue. Done.
Yep. And now it's basically posted the transaction. In order for it to get successfully recovered, it needs one confirmation. So if you just wait, then if everything checks out, which it should, it'll get recovered in one confirmation, which is on average 1 minute.
So this is the identity that I recovered, and it shows that, and I can revoke it. And if I revoke it, what happens?
Basically, it freezes it. So can't be sent to, really. I mean, it can be sent, can't be sent to, can't be sent from. Can't do anything with it. You can't really use it. It's just in limbo until it gets recovered.
Okay. So I've revoked it. Are you sure you'd like to revoke? This will prevent it from being able to be used until it is recovered. Yeah, let's revoke it. And it's not going to cost me anything to revoke and recover. It's only
one transaction fee.
One transaction fee, which is tiny. Yeah. Now, okay. So that's okay. So I'm going to revoke that, and then again I can recover it, and I can revoke it, and then that way I can slowly lose all my Veruscoin.
Yeah.
Enough, right?
But actually, the great thing about revocation and recovery, especially now that you can sign and verify files and data through the wallet, is that if you sign something with your identity, and then something happens, and say you sign something to mark it as authentic or mark it as you approve of it, and then you send it off to someone and they know that you signed it. If you revoke your identity on the blockchain will be marked as revoked. And when people go to verify that that data was signed by you, they'll see that your identity was revoked. And then you can no longer verify it that it was signed by you. So basically you can revoke your identity and make it clear to everybody that it's no longer it doesn't represent you anymore until you recover it. So no one can steal your identity and start to impersonate you and sign things for you, because once you revoke it, they're unable to do any of this.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, so let's have a look here. So this is CR 2020, but you're saying it's going to show up in my wallet.
What exactly?
I mean, the balance, it should be just under 500 VRSC.
Oh, yeah. This is probably because you revoked it. So the way that you probably had, this is related to the way that the blockchain works and the way that it sends money. So it'll send. Yeah. So you'll still have it, but the thing is that when you send the transaction to revoke the identity, you'll send your in blockchain speak, it's an unspent transaction output, but basically you send your money and then it gives it back to you as change. That's how it works. So yeah, you have the money and you'll get it soon. It's just while you sent the transaction, you temporarily the transaction needs to complete in order to indicate that you have it again.
Okay, cool. So it'll come back in here in a minute or so.
Yeah.
It is a pretty fast blockchain. Okay, so let's go back to the wallet. Verus identity. Open it up. Hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah. So I think that what's happened now is you still have it. There's no issue. But the change, remember how I said the way that the blockchain works is that you send a transaction and it sends the change back? If you go to your wallet and you press receive, the down arrow, you'll see that it actually went to a specific address for change.
That's right.
Yeah. So
I can now send it again to CR 2020.
Yes, but before, if you'd like to, you can see that it's staking, because now it shouldn't be in the identity anymore. Oh, actually, it won't. I think that it might not be the best thing for right now, because it will still take 100 confirmations for it to start staking, and that's going to be a little bit longer than, it'll be a long video if we wait for that. But
so it's not. Well, we want to. I want to send it again to the ID, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's go back there. Let's send here. I'm going to send all of them, and then what I'm going to do is to send.
That's a Twitter handle. It's the wrong. Yeah.
So it won't send to a Twitter handle, not yet. Anyway.
Yeah, not yet.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an ID for my main wallet, where I am staking and stuff, and then I can, whatever identity I create for that, I can send to that. Let's have a look at the mining function here. So I click on mining, and I can choose mining on or off. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 threads. Does it automatically read how many threads are available on my computer?